Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Berthrilled, and today I'm going to be casting some actors to play these anime main characters in real life. Now, I'm not an expert on like actors or anything like that, so this is just a fun video. No need to take it seriously, but this is just some cool things or some cool actors I think could play these characters very well. Let's hop straight into it. Okay, so for number one, we have Naruto, and the dude's name, he goes by Fourth. That's not his real name, but that's what he goes by. I think he'd do pretty good. I mean, in terms of Teen Naruto. Now, you will see a lot of shows are left out because a lot of shows have, like, younger characters, and it's kind of hard to cast a younger character because there's not that many young actors, right? So it's something that's pretty difficult. So, yeah, I did not include a lot of those as well because I thought that that would be, like, for example, I tried to look for Edward Elric. Who could play Edward? Like, there's nobody that could really play Edward, right? So we're just going to assume this is kind of like Teen Naruto, Adult Naruto, and I think this guy Fourth would be a pretty solid option. Another solid option for you guys is hitting that subscribe button if you enjoy. Now let's continue. Next for Jonathan Joestar, we have Corey Milcreast. I think that's how you say his name. I think he'd be a pretty good Jonathan. I don't know, he's also British, he, like, the face complexion and everything, like, honestly, he kind of just looks like him a lot, and I think he'd be pretty solid for Jonathan. Next, for Joseph Joestar, we have this guy named Billy Barrett. I don't know, I feel like he could be kind of funny. He looks like somebody who can be funny and serious, so I think having him in the role of Joseph would be pretty interesting, to say the least. At least in my opinion, I think it'd be interesting. I think he could play Joseph pretty well, and it'd be kind of funny to see some of the scenes with this guy acting them out. Some other funny things are definitely going to be happening in my subathon. That starts December 28th. It might be live right now when this video drops. I don't know when this video is dropping, but December 28th, I will be live in a subathon. Come check me out, twitch.tv/Berthrilled. It should be in the description. Next, for Jotaro Kujo, we have DeFaro. I don't even want to butcher his last name. Now, I know Jotaro is supposed to be Asian. This guy's clearly, or Japanese, and this guy's clearly not Japanese. But he just looks so much like Jotaro. I mean, look at this guy. That is literally Jotaro. Like, even Jotaro, he is, like, Japanese, but look how dark he is. Like, this is Jotaro. This is the perfect choice. If you're going to have a live-action Jotaro, you gotta pick this guy. He literally is Jotaro. Like, you have to. Alright, next for Josuke, we have Yokohama Ryusei, I think that's how you say it. This guy here, he's been in a few different films, but I feel like he could fit the part pretty well of a Japanese student who is, overall, I think he'd just be a pretty good fit, though. Next up for Giorno, we have Joseph Zada. I think this would be a pretty good option. I think he, brings that vibe of Giorno pretty well, as well. He could fit as, a 16-year-old, so I think that's a pretty good choice here. The hair as well, I think could match pretty well. Next, we move on to Jolene, which I have Julia Butters. I think she could play Jolene pretty well. Now, the beginning scenes, I don't know, it's kind of strange, but I think her with the green and yellow hair would fit more than any other really actress I could find. I think it would actually look quite good on her and be pretty interesting. I think, yeah, also she's in a lot of great stuff, so I think she could play Jolene pretty well. Next for Asta, we have Jack Dylan Grazer. Now, I know this is, like, kind of a weird one, but there was, like, nobody you could really find for Asta. But I think this guy would be good, just dye his hair white because I feel like he could fit it pretty well. I don't know. It's just, for Asta, that was really hard to look. That's the thing with a lot of these characters. It's really hard to look, which is probably why a lot of these do not get live actions, because these are characters that are hard to, like, kind of replicate, at least in my mind. But I don't know. I'm not a director, so maybe it's not that hard. But I think he could play Asta pretty well. I believe he's in Shazam, correct? He does pretty good in that as well. He's in the new Happy Gilmore 2, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he's pretty funny, and I think he could fit Asta pretty well. So next, Luffy. I mean, this is, just keep it the same. The Luffy guy's pretty good, so yeah. Next, for Spike Spiegel, I have Andrew Koji. Now, a little bit older, but Spike's probably around, like 30 years old anyway, 25 to 30. I think Andrew Koji could fit that pretty well. He has the exact build of Spike, and yeah, all they have to really do is, like, curl up his hair, and I think he would fit Spike pretty perfectly. Also, in a lot of his movies, he kind of gives off that similar vibe. I think this is a pretty spot-on, perfect casting for this. Next, for Ichigo, we have Alex Landy. Now, I know Ichigo has been casted before. Now, here's the thing. I looked at a lot of actors for these. And then there's the reason as well that I don't have a lot of anime on here that I've seen is because I looked a lot and a lot and a lot, and then eventually I'm looking at other sources to be like, oh, who could play this, who could play that. Any character you can think of, the top person to play them is always Makinyu. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. The guy that plays Zoro in the One Piece live action, he has played Ichigo before. But every single list you look at for any character is Makinyu at the top. He's at the top of every single one, so this is hard to find other things because, like I said, I'm not that knowledgeable. And whenever I'm looking, I'm seeing the same guy over and over and over again. I cannot use him for everything, right? But I think Alex Landy would be perfect for Ichigo. Not only does he look like him, like honestly he looks like him, but IRL all you gotta do is dye his hair orange, but in his other films as well, I think he exemplifies some stuff that would work well with Ichigo. Next we have Goku. This one was also hard, like there's nobody that I could really find, but I went with Simu Liu, I think that's how you say his name, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. He's obviously knows how to do a lot of the martial arts stuff with working with Shang-Chi and stuff, and his character work, is pretty great, and I think he could give off that fun vibe because Shang-Chi's kind of like Goku, I don't know, it just feels kind of similar. And then he's in other movies like Jackpot where he works very well, so I think he could do it. He might look a little bit on the older side, but Goku is an adult, so I mean, I think it's fine. Next we have Yuji. I'm going to have to go with myself here. I feel like I used to look like him. I feel like I kind of am like him in a lot of ways, so I would have to go with myself. Also, I'm not a half bad actor myself, so I'd go with myself for Yuji. I trust in my capabilities to play him. Next for Saitama, we have James McAvoy, I think that's how you say it. I've really only seen a few movies he's in, like X-Men and Split and stuff like that, but I do think he could be pretty funny as Saitama. Now, I know people are thinking he looks way too old, this and that, he may not look like him. He would be perfect for Saitama because it would be hilarious to see him doing all this stuff. Next for Light Yagami, we have Keita Machida, however you say it. I think he'd be pretty good. He's a little bit on the older side now, but I mean, Japanese people really don't age, so he'll be fine. Just let him grow his hair out a little, dye it blonde like it is in this picture here, and I think he'd be perfect for Light, honestly. I think he'd fit right in, and I think he would do pretty well. And then next for Lucy Heartfilia, we have Sydney Sweeney. I mean, I feel like this is a no-brainer for so many reasons. I mean, she looks just like her. I feel like she could play her pretty well. There's, honestly, Lucy's character ain't like the deepest anyway, so it's not like it'd be too hard. But yeah, I think, Sydney Sweeney's probably the perfect option here. And then lastly, we have Decim from Death Parade, and I think, this is pretty obvious. Bill looks just like him. I feel like he also looks pretty emotionless like Decim, and I think this could actually convey a lot of great emotion and stuff. So I think this would actually be a solid choice. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. Don't forget Subathon December 28th. And yeah, I know this one's a little bit of a shorter one, but this took forever, honestly. It's hard to find people to play these people, and that's why a lot of these shows probably don't get live actions, right? Because it's kind of hard to cast these people because people already know what they look like. But yeah, that's just kind of what I feel. Also, I'm not an expert on films or anything. I don't really know that many actors, so I was just doing a lot of research. And these were the best options I could find, and made me realize it's too difficult really to say. But I hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless. Peace.